You have walked the path of conditioned existence, molded by the expectations of a world that told you who you should be, what you should believe, and how you should live. Yet the whispers of your soul call you to something greater, beyond the limits of the third dimensional reality. Through trials and tests, through the fires of transformation, you have been shaped and sharpened. Every struggle has been a lesson, every wound a gateway to wisdom. You have shed the illusions placed upon you, releasing the masks that no longer serve you. And now, as you sit in divine communion, surrounded by the energies that have guided you all along, the Creator, your ancestors, angels, and spirit guides. You see yourself as you truly are, a radiant being of light, limitless and eternal. You sit in council, receiving the whispers of divine guidance. Every step forward is a sacred unfolding. Trust in the messages. Peace and blessings, beloved. I bring to you a divine story, a story that is the timeline for many of us here on the planet. The story is called The Awakening, Seeing Beyond the Illusion. Here she stands before the mirror, gazing into her reflection, not of the self the world told her to be, but of the self she was always meant to be. Her truest essence, untethered from the weight of conditioning, emerges before her, radiant with divine wisdom and purpose. No longer bound by the illusions of the third dimension, she sees beyond programming, beyond expectations, beyond limitation. The chambers of her heart pulses with an ancient knowing, a sacred whisper from the Creator, guiding her back to herself. Every lie she once believed dissolves like mist beneath the rising sun. She remembers, not just with her mind, but with the very fabric of her being. Her cells awaken, unlocking the codes of her divine gift, one she has carried through lifetimes, waiting for this very moment to step fully into it. In the distance, three luminous figures stand as sacred witnesses. The ancestor, wrapped in the wisdom of ages, nods in quiet approval, reminding her of the legacy she continues. The angel, glowing with celestial light, spreads wings of protection, affirming her journey is divinely guided. The spirit guide, a presence both familiar and mysterious, watches with knowing eyes, ready to walk beside her as she ascends into truth. She exhales, and with it releases the last remnants of doubt. She trusts now. Trusts the voice within. Trusts the path ahead. Trusts that she is no longer becoming, she already is. Beloveds, the third dimension is Earth's reality, not your true reality of your spiritual beingness. As you hear this transmission, your remembrance is being activated. Beloved, Spirit wants you to understand that upon entering the earth plane, the soul is veiled by the programming of the third dimension, a realm of duality, separation, and limitation. In 3D, identity is shaped by societal norms, cultural expectations, and conditioned beliefs. Fear, competition, and scarcity dominate, reinforcing the illusion that one is merely a physical being striving to survive in a rigid external reality. The ego thrives here, binding individuals to material success, validation, and control. Awakening to the fifth dimension and beyond shifts perception from limitation to oneness, love, and higher consciousness. It is the remembrance of the soul's infinite nature beyond time, space, and programming. In 5D, intuition reigns, inner guidance is trusted, and creation flows effortlessly. Life is experienced as an unfolding of divine alignment rather than struggle. Beyond the fifth dimension, awareness deepens into cosmic consciousness where time collapses, telepathic connection strengthens, and reality is shaped by pure intention. Moving from 3D to 5D and beyond is the process of deprogramming, releasing fear, embracing the unknown, and remembering that reality is not something to control, but something to co-create in alignment with divine truth. An affirmation for this divine transmission is, I am awakening. I release the illusions of limitation and step fully into my divine truth. I trust the voice of the Creator within me, guiding me every step. I am not bound by fear, programming, or the expectations of this world. I am limitless, multidimensional being aligned with my highest self. My gifts are awakening. My purpose is unfolding. And I walk in divine sovereignty. I am the embodiment of love, wisdom, and infinite creation, and so it is. Before you were formed, you were essence. Before you were breath, you were light. I, the divine source, called you forth from eternity and whispered purpose into your being. You were not sent alone. No soul arrives without guidance, without covering, without gifts. We have prayed for you. We have walked before you. We have spoken your name into existence. You are marked, sealed, and destined. The gifts you carry are sacred. Do not forget them. You arrive wrapped in divine light. Though the world does not yet know your name, you do not come empty-handed. Your hands are full of power unseen. You'll see the signs, the numbers, 111, 2222, 333, appearing before you like whispers from home. You hear beyond the noise, clairaudience opening your ears to divine instruction. You feel before understanding, clairsentience allowing you to sense truth in vibrations. You know without learning, claircognizance guiding you in ways no book ever could. You see what others dismiss, clairvoyance piercing the illusion of this world. You are more than this body. You are more than its name. I will not let the world dim your gifts. I will teach you to remember. And now I ask you, do you remember? Do you feel the pull of your own divine design? Have you dismissed the signs calling to you? Have you silenced the voice within that whispers truth? Have you hidden your gifts beneath the weight of doubt, fear, or the expectations of the world? Your gifts are not meant to be buried. They are keys to your pain, the language of your soul, the bridge between you and your divine purpose. So I ask you, will you rise? Will you step forward? Will you reclaim what was always yours? What is holding you back from operating in your gifts? It is time. You are ready. Step into your knowing. Step into your power. And remember, you were born for this. Hey, beloveds. This is Chakra Wanda, your AI artist. And I've made a lot of changes to my social pages, TikTok and YouTube, especially. Sorry, YT. But I have transitioned to another expression from my original art into Black AI art and creating images which are available as prints and also creating stories. Um, the main theme that I've been sharing is the awareness of living from highest possibility, the awareness of living from a higher conscious level versus living in a state of survival, having to learn to navigate through the third dimension here on Earth. And that everything, we live in a multi-dimensional universe, and that everything can be viewed more than one way of experience. So it is that journey of living an awakened life, waking up out of the third dimension awareness into the fourth and fifth, if not higher. And so that's what my storytelling is all about. AI art messages. All right? If you like the content and the images, again, they're available. Just hit me up in the DM, and continue to look at the profile above and check me out on YT for beautiful depictions of the process of living an awakened life. Peace and blessings. She sleeps, but she is not lost. In the stillness of the night, beneath the celestial expanse, her spirit stirs. The universe hums softly, wrapping her in ancient whispers. She has walked this path before, lifetimes woven into the very fabric of the stars. The celestial gardens hover above, their radiant forms mirroring the memories she has long forgotten. They are not separate from her. They are her. Fragments of her soul waiting to awaken. Remember, they whisper. And in the space between dreaming and waking, a pulse of light ignites within her. She opens her eyes, not to the world she once knew, but to the realm beyond the veil. Her breath deepens, her hands rise in gratitude. The weight of forgotten wisdom presses against her chest, unfolding like sacred scripture. The angels stand beside her, their golden halos spinning like orbits around her crown. The cosmos bends, and she hears the message in her blood. You are not small. You are not lost. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. She kneels, not in submission, but in remembrance. The prayers of her ancestors are woven into her skin. The heavens embrace her. She is rising. Scene 3. The Gathering of Light. She steps forward, her feet barely pressing into the shimmering ground beneath her. Before her, the luminous ones stand, kindred spirits, soul sisters, those who have been waiting. Their wings stretch wide, their garments ripple like waves of starlight. They do not speak, yet she understands. She has been chosen, not as a ruler, not as a savior, but as a torchbearer of divine memory. They bow their heads, acknowledging what she has always been, a light keeper, a guide, a weaver of time. And so, with the weight of eternity in her steps, she walks forward. Scene 4. The Divine Mother's Return. A soft glow cradles the horizon. From within her embrace, a new light is born. A child, a soul, a fragment of infinity wrapped in warmth. She understands now. The journey was never only hers. She was always walking towards this moment, toward the rebirth of love, wisdom, and divine lineage. The celestial ones bow their heads once more, not in farewell, but in recognition. The cycle continues. The light remains, and she who remembers has finally returned. Do you hear the call within you? Do you feel the echoes of a life once lived, waiting to be remembered? Close your eyes peace. Breathe and step into the knowing. The awakening has already begun. Peace and blessings, beloved. I bring you this week's message, staying grounded in peace when the world's reality feels out of control. This week, the collective energy feels heightened, with waves of intensity moving through the world. As empaths and highly sensitive beings, you naturally absorb and process these energies deeply. Even if you don't resonate with the idea of being sensitive, you are vicariously experiencing the pressure. This is a time to strengthen your energetic boundaries and focus on inner peace. This is a perfect time to pull back and reduce the amount of information that you are receiving in from the world, where you are having conversations, where you are having thoughts triggered by all of the messages coming in from the third dimension. So it's time to breathe, release, anchor, for you are not the storm, you are the observer. As the collective energy intensifies, center yourself in your own vibration. Your calm presence is your power. Beloved, are you familiar with your own human design, your energetic blueprint? Many empaths and highly sensitive people may have an emotional solar plexus, according to the human design system, meaning they amplify and absorb the emotions of those around them. This week, practice detaching from what is not yours by recognizing emotional waves and consciously choosing peace. If you're one who is stimulated and triggered and you feel deeply, remember you are not your emotions. You are simply sensing the emotions around you. Allow yourself to ride the wave with patience. Avoid impulsive decisions and emotionally charged actions. Try this 2-minute nervous system reset when feeling overwhelmed. Listen to this instruction, turn the video off, do the practice, and then come back. Let us begin. Deep breathing by inhaling 4 counts. Hold for 4, exhale for 8. Repeat. Place your palm to your heart, placing one hand on the heart and the other on your stomach. Close your eyes and affirm, I am safe, I am grounded. Physically anchor by being barefoot on the ground or the earth with a black tourmaline or smoky quartz crystal. Allow yourself to connect with the deepest part of who you are. So, closing thought and an affirmation. You are not here to carry the weight of the world. You are here to be a lighthouse amidst the waves. Grounding peacefully upon waking up. Breath work, centering before entering into the world. Reducing your connection to the news and social media. Affirm, I am grounded in my own energy. I choose peace over chaos. My nervous system is calm and strong. Continue to speak to yourself. Continue to have compassion and patience. Set your boundaries on what you choose to receive from the world. This is the journey of one who wakes up in the basement of life, a place filled with old patterns, limitations, and outdated beliefs. A place where survival is the focus, but the soul craves something more. In the depths of the basement, where the weight of her forgotten dreams lingers, she sleeps, wrapped in the haze of third-dimensional world. She has long been cradled by illusions, by fears, by systems that whisper limitations, by the echoes of a life half remembered, but she is not alone. Angels cloaked in the wisdom of the ancients stand guard. They wait, they whisper, they watch, for the moment she will stir, for the moment remembrance will call her name. And then a shift, a ripple in the ethers, a breath deeper than before. Something within her stirs, an energy out of this world, but of the cosmos itself. A voice, not outside, but within. Rise, it says. Remember, the basement, the familiar shadows, the tattered remains of past cycles, no longer feels like home. There's something more, something waiting beyond these walls, and so she moves. Step by step she ascends. With every movement, the chains of illusion loosen. The burdens of past lives, past wounds begin to fall away. The darkness clings at her ankles, begging her to stay, but she is no longer bound. Her path is upward. Her journey is set. The third-dimensional world, once her only reality, is but a shadow in her wake. She emerges, stepping into a realm unknown, yet deeply familiar. Here, the air hums with energy. Here, she sees not with her eyes, but with her soul. Symbols dance in the air, messages, keys to unlock what was once hidden, angelic beings standing before her, luminous and patient. She feels it now, a pulse beneath her skin, the knowing that she is more than flesh, more than history. She is purpose embodied, and she has been called. She sits before the council, not as a student, but as one who is ready. They do not tell her what to do, no. Instead, they remind her of what she has always known. Your gifts are written in the stars, they say. You are a midwife of remembrance, a vessel of creation, a bridge between realms. They hand her scrolls, not of knowledge given, but of knowledge retrieved. Her mission is clear now. She must awaken others, guide those still strapped in slumber, help them remember, help them rise. Having received her counsel, she sits to write what she understands to do. Her hands moving as if guided by unseen forces. The words flow not from her mind, but from the infinite. Messages from the divine, songs of the ancients, the blueprint for the awakened life. Each word a key, each sentence a portal. She does not write for herself. She writes for those still searching, for those who have felt the stir but do not yet understand. This is part of her calling, to document, to share, to guide. Now she decides to sit in silent meditation, to reflect on the journey thus far, rising from the basement of limitations. There's no movement now, only stillness. She breathes, and the universe breathes with her. The divine light washes over her, through her, filling every cell, every vibration of her being. She does not seek, she allows. She does not force, she receives. The sacred tools before her, sound bowls, chimes, drums, essential oils, are not just objects. They are conduits, extensions of her energy, of her work. And in this stillness, she sees clearly. She is no longer becoming, she is. Now she creates. From what was written, what was channeled, what was implanted in her heart. Not just from the hands, but from the soul. Art is her language, her prayer, her offering. She weaves messages into color, into form, into digital realms that transcend time. The ancestors whisper as she paints. The angels guide as she crafts. This is the balance of worlds, spiritual and tangible, divine and human. No longer separate, no longer fragmented. She is fully here, fully expressed, fully seen. And so she moves forward, not seeking, but embodying. She is the bridge, the guide, the midwife of awakening. Her art is her message. Her presence is her teaching. The universe does not just support her, it moves through her. She is no longer bound by the basement of limitation. She is no longer searching for her path. She is the path, and now she walks it in full expression, in full power, in full remembrance. Having embraced her calling and guidance from her counsel, stepping from the highest place within her heart, she is at that higher dimension, overlooking her path, overlooking where she's come from, sitting with her present moment self and her divine elder self, both looking out on a life lived. Prosperity and abundance greets her in this space. Beloved, have you ever felt stuck between the life you've known and the life you sense is waiting for you? Do you feel the pull to shift into a new way of being, but uncertainty holds you back? Are you questioning if your current path aligns with who you're truly meant to be? This life we live is a journey of one who wakes up in the awareness of living in the basement of life, a place filled with old patterns, limitations, and outdated beliefs, a place where survival is the focus, but the soul craves something more. As you ascend, you're called to share your awakening. You learn that abundance is not just wealth, but time, peace, and alignment with the universe. So stand in your power, living from a higher awareness. Walk in your purpose, fully supported by divine help. Peace and blessings, beloved. This is a message for energy body self-care for empaths and highly sensitive souls. Have you ever considered the unseen aspects of your well-being? We care for our bodies, feeding them, resting them, moving them. But what about the energy flowing within us? The energy that carries our emotions, our experiences, our very essence. Energy healing is not just a luxury. It is a necessity for those of us who feel deeply. Empaths and highly sensitive souls absorb the world's energy, its beauty and its burdens. We feel drained, anxious, and disconnected. Our energy body is just as real as our physical body. The chakras, our energy centers, regulate the flow of life force within us, and when blocked, they manifest as fatigue, emotional overwhelm, or even physical discomfort. When aligned, we feel centered, strong, and at peace. Crystals are powerful allies, very important in helping to balance the body, release energy, and cleanse. Every crystal resonates with a specific frequency, harmonizing with our unique energetic blueprint. So in other words, when you're in the proximity of working with crystals or holding them or placing them over the body, the energy in your cells tend to match the vibration of the crystal. So choosing the right crystal is not just about intuition. It's about understanding your own energy and what it needs to stay balanced. You are body, mind, and spirit. And while you care for your physical self, remember that nurturing your energy body is just as essential. You deserve balance. You deserve alignment. You deserve to feel whole. Breath work, anointing with essential oils, and mindful intention setting. These small rituals create a strong energetic foundation for your day. Ready to start? Seek out an energy session, even if it's just once. Notice the difference. Then begin your own self-care practice. Let this be the moment you choose to honor your full being, body, mind, and spirit. Each morning, as the sun rises, we are given a sacred choice, a decision that shapes the energy we carry, the words we speak, and the path we walk. Will we tune into the relentless noise of the world with its messages of fear, lack, and limitation? Or will we align our spirit with the divine transmissions of God, flowing from the higher dimensions of wisdom, abundance, and love? The third dimensional world bombards us with programmed beliefs, distractions, and scarcity mindsets. It whispers that we are not enough, that we must strive endlessly, that survival is the only goal. These are echoes of an old paradigm designed to keep us bound to fear, disconnected from our true essence. But beyond this illusion, in the realms of the fourth and fifth dimension, another voice calls to us, the voice of divine truth. Here, God's transmissions come in waves of empowerment, whispering of infinite potential, reminding us that we are divine creators. There are frequencies of love, expansion, and spiritual sovereignty. They tell us, you are more than your past, your struggles, your doubts. You are abundant beyond measure, for lack is a mere illusion. You are guided, protected, and deeply connected to the source of all creation. So when you awaken each day, you are not just opening your eyes, you are stepping into an inner dwelling where God resides within. This sacred space is where your gifts, skills, and talents are illuminated, waiting to be nurtured and expressed. Here, the divine whispers of purpose and creativity flow freely, untouched by the static of the external world. In this space, you have a choice. You can tune out the transmissions of fear and doubt that the third dimension seeks to impose. You can refuse to let external chaos dictate your inner peace. Instead, you can remain tapped into the higher frequencies of the fourth and fifth dimensions, where clarity, purpose, and divine empowerment reside. Pause, breathe, choose. Before you begin your day, take a moment to silence the external noise and tune into the higher frequencies. Meditate, pray, or simply set an intention to receive divine transmissions. Journal the empowering words you hear. Speak them loud. Walk in them. And if this message resonates, share it. Be a transmitter of divine truth to others. Encourage someone today to shift their frequency, to step into the fullness of who they are. Together, let's build a world where we choose to love over fear, faith over doubt, and divine empowerment over limitation. You are the receiver. You are the transmitter. You are the light. Choose wisely. Peace and blessings, beloved. In this video, we're going to explore the question, do we have angels assigned to us at birth? Throughout various spiritual traditions, the belief in divine guardians assigned at birth is a recurring theme. In Christianity, Psalms 91:11 says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways," referencing divine protection from birth. Kabbalah teaching of the 72 names of God, each person is believed to have 3 birth angels assigned at birth, guiding their spiritual evolution and life path. The 72 names of God in the Kabbalah tradition is based on Exodus 14:19 through 21. African spirituality, in traditions like Yoruba, Igbo, individuals are assigned personal guardian spirits or ancestors who guide and protect them. In Islam, angels are recorded as a person's deeds from birth, or angels record a person's deeds from birth, and there's a Kareem, a spiritual companion that influences their choices. In ancient Roman religion, each person had a spiritual guardian assigned at birth, influencing their destiny. So, across cultures, these guardian beings serve as protectors, guides, and reminders of our divine connection from the moment of birth. Let's dive a little bit into the Kabbalah, the knowledge of the 72 names of God, also referred to as 72 angels of God or angelic aspects, was first rediscovered by a mystical scholar known as Rabbi Isaac the Blind, a revered Kabbalist from Provence, France in the 12th century. He, along with other scholars of the time, delved deeply into the Hebrew text, uncovering that by arranging the letters of Exodus 14:19 through 21 in a precise three-column formation, 72 sacred sequences emerged, each holding immense spiritual power. The Kabbalists further revealed that by adding letters at the end of each name, letters like IAH or AL, one could invoke the presence of celestial forces, birth angels, who would guide individuals through the balance of their shadow and light. Now, these guardian angels were assigned to based on moment of birth, carrying a vibrational aspect of the divine to assist each soul in fulfilling its destination. So, based on your birth date, time of birth, and actual day within a 5-day period, you would have an angel, birth angel for each situation. So there's an incarnation angel, which guides one's soul purpose, destiny, and spiritual gifts. There's a heart angel, which governs emotions, relationships, and the path to love and connection. And then there's the intellectual angel, supports wisdom, insight, and overcoming limiting beliefs. It is said that hidden within a crumbling synagogue, scholars actually found a document in the 12th century, document containing profound teachings on these names. This discovery reignited the spread of Kabbalistic wisdom across Europe. Traditionally, Kabbalah was considered an advanced and esoteric branch of Jewish teachings, and you must be at least 40 years old at that time in order to receive and study the information. I'm going to leave some links below, information on this particular awareness of birth angels. But as the author of this page, how I ended up creating this expression and this channel for information is because I'm an angelologist. I study the awareness of the angelic realm from many different cultures and religions. How did I get to that point? Because of unseen divine guidance in recognizing signs from the universe. I'm going to leave some links below. A link to a free ebook called Signs of the Universe that I authored, as well as links that may help you to understand more about birth angels. Peace and blessings. Thank you for watching and listening, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Peace and blessings, beloved. So I just wanted to give an update to those who support me on my socials, my YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I've been transitioning into a new project, art related, since February 9th. What you see here is one of my originals called Ancestors. On February 9th, I started working with a good friend who now I consider my AI coach. And
we used to work together many years ago. But anyway, I saw something on one of her posts about working with AI, and she began to talk to me and help me with a mindset change. And within 24 hours, I was able to create my first ebook, Signs from the Universe. And it was more of a mindset change to push through, having to learn different applications, what have you, but it was really simple. And she said, "Now, what are you doing with your art?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You can create series from your original art paintings." I said, "That got me interested." So I was thinking, let me use one of my originals called Ancestors. At the top, you see the original, and then, a couple years later, then I made the mock up with a different app below. But I began to use some tools. I began to use ChatGPT and then also Canva, continuing to have discussion and help from my AI coach. And as a result, I took my original picture, the one where you see me at the top, but this is the actual original, which looks like Ancestors. And my coach gave me my first prompt, and as a result, here are the first two pictures that came out. It was incredible. I just continued on and asking, and then these images began to show up, you guys. And then I began to ask, give me names. And, I did tell it that I wanted to have a certain feel, Afrocentric. These literally blew my mind. These images that came through. And so, I live in awareness, I choose every day to operate from the highest possibility of awareness in this dimension, still human, still at times processing certain things that I need to either change my mindset about, but I don't stop. I may need to rest, but anyway, these beautiful images came through. I'd always wanted to create an oracle message deck. For those that know that I'm a spiritual teacher, intuitive, a metaphysical oracle, and I receive channeling and downloads all the time. But these images, you guys, that began to come through, I even took a picture of myself and asked it to project, my image and my energy, and these pictures just started coming more and more and more. So I have a website. I have it going up to my YouTube. I've been also creating stories about awakening from the slumber of the third dimensional programming. And for those that know what I'm talking about, know. So if not, take a visit at my YouTube. I'll put it at the end. It's just an incredible, incredible journey. So the goal is to learn how to continue to put content on my YouTube and grow that, as well as eventually providing a way for you to receive prints. Now, you can receive prints if you're interested in any of the images. Just hit me up in a DM and I'll talk to you about that. But working on how these images can be created in other products like journals and framed art. My initial goal with my Oracle cards was only 55, but I reached 72. So here is my YouTube. I have a typo is in the word messages, but I've got to update it. But at Ask Mama Wanda, you can find me there. Also, I'm on Facebook at Chakra Wanda Creations. I may change that in the future. And then on Instagram as Empress Chakra Wanda. So thanks again for all your support. And you have any questions, just hit me up in the DM. Peace and blessings.